Hey guys, this is Corey, consider it Dunn, or to some of those back in the old days, TSN Dunn. I've been doing shoutcasting for quite some time, so I posted on my Twitter account, that's at considerate_Dunn, that I'd start to post videos about doing shoutcasting and doing talking about the best practices, about getting into shoutcasting, some of the different styles, and just kind of giving a better outlook of how to become a better shoutcaster. Especially with the new codcasting coming out here in the near future, I just wanted to give people the chance to kind of progress and get better. So these videos are strictly about becoming better. So the video today we're going to discuss is actually about your persona and more about the visual aspect the beginning. I know a lot of times people sit there and think that, shoutcasting is strictly about how you sound, how entertaining you are, but in the beginning of the broadcast, beginning of the shoutcast, your credibility is judged right then and right there. So what you need to do off the bat is you need to make sure that you're presentable to your audience at that point. So if you recognize that you've got leagues like Major League Gaming or some of these other leagues, they actually have their broadcasters who are all completely done up. They've got their jackets as well as their button-ups, and they're looking pretty clean. And that's actually kind of a good idea to kind of base it off of. I mean, that's really the reason why these guys already grabbed this type of credibility off the start. But let's kind of take a look at what happened at IEM, where you had Tasteless and Artosis and some of the other broadcasters as well. They only had t-shirts on. They just had regular graphic tees. Now, if these guys didn't have the credibility that they had in the beginning, especially from GSL, from all these other different StarCraft stuff that they've done, you have to sit there and think about it. If this was their first real broadcast, how much credibility would they have at that point? But let's even back up even further now and kind of talk about just the professional gamers aspect of it. So say, for instance, again, you're going to a Major League Gaming event, and you've got these console gamers playing Call of Duty gamers who sit there and sit down and they're playing. Well, you wouldn't be able to tell that they're a professional gamer unless they were wearing their jersey. So if you're thinking about it, some of these professional gamers like these Optic Gaming and Fear and some of the other players that are out there for Call of Duty, one of the things that's interesting is if they're just walking around in their shirt and t-shirt, you'd have no clue that these were professional gamers. But once they get that jersey on, they've got their backpack on, they show that they're there to play, they're all geared up. That right there already sets the tone of that these are professional gamers. And I know that happens a lot whenever you're watching the stream and you see these gamers who are just in t-shirts and just hanging out and not really that clean, and you're sitting there already having some skepticism about how they play. Now, of course, we all know that that doesn't make the difference of whether or not they're a good player or not. The same token goes into whether they're a good shoutcaster or not. But psychologically, it's already been perceived that that's how they're going to broadcast throughout the rest of the time. So they're already knocking down themselves whenever it comes to shoutcasting. So here's what I recommend. Whenever you get to a gaming event or whenever you're about to do any type of shoutcasting, even if it's a local event, understand that you have a persona. Understand that there is a look that you have, and these are how people are going to perceive you at all times. So, another example. So I'm not going to be shoutcasting at the MLG Raleigh event here in the next few days. I've actually got my suitcase all packed up and ready to go. Now, I'm not going to be wearing a t-shirt. I'm not going to be wearing my glasses, and I'm of course not going to be wearing a ball cap. But even though I'm not shoutcasting, I still have to have this professional approach, how people view me. And so I wear a button-up, I wear some nice clothes, and that way, whenever I go in as a managerial role, especially directing, taking care of a crew, they have to look at me as a better figure to these guys. So right there off the bat, I dress the part. That's the thing. Remember to dress the part whenever you're a shoutcaster. You don't necessarily have to have a blazer and a button-up, but as long as you look good, and this is the persona you want. Now, you may want to have this relaxed feel. You may want to be this type of shoutcaster, but understand how you look is how you're perceived, and that psychologically already predetermines how they view you as a shoutcaster and moving forward with that. So with that being said, we're going to have a lot of other videos. I know this video doesn't seem like we're talking about shoutcasting per se and about the inflections and different volumes and stuff like that, but this is part of shoutcasting. This is about the delivering of entertainment. So, I also like to do at the very end of these videos, I know this is the first one, but I like to give a shout out and kind of those who are working really hard. So for my first shout out, I'm actually going to send it out to Golden Boy. Alex Mendez has done some really great things. He's worked really hard. He's extremely driven, trying to become one of the better shoutcasters out there. He's extremely entertaining, and I recommend you check out his stuff. Follow him on Twitter as well. But yeah, that's all I got for you right now. Remember, persona is key. It's the first start that you have whenever you're getting into any type of broadcasting role. That's how you're viewed from the very get-go. And yeah, I apologize for any stops and all that type of stuff, but this is what shoutcasting is like. It's a one-take Jake, and so you work from there and you kind of get at it. So yeah, until next time, guys, I'm Corey Dunn. I'll catch you later.